New details in the disastrous police response to the Uvalde shooting in Texas are being reported now by multiple different outlets. So now there was new reports out that said that there were over a dozen police officers inside the elementary within 3 minutes of the gunman entering the campus. 3 minutes outside the door. Among the 11 officers who arrived on the scene was Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo, who waited outside and called for backup, despite the fact that he actually didn't need any, as well as the fact that protocol states that if you are on the scene, if you are responding to that scene of a mass shooting, of a school shooting, an active shooter, you are supposed to immediately go into that room and confront said shooter. They did not do that. So now, for more details, I'm going to go to CNN with a quick report.
This surveillance picture shows officers standing in the school's hallway with rifles and a ballistic shield with a timestamp of 19 minutes after officials say the gunman entered the school. Just 12 minutes before, at 11:40, Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo called the Uvalde Police Department from inside the school asking for help. According to a transcript, Arredondo says, "It's an emergency right now. We have him in the room. He's got an AR-15. He's shot a lot. They need to be outside the building prepared because we don't have firepower right now. It's all pistols." After reviewing body camera footage, the statesman writes Arredondo was trying to find keys to open the classroom's doors, even though officials say they do not believe officers had tried to open either door. The Texas Tribune reports officers held their positions outside the adjoining classrooms as the gunman fired at least 3 more times. The Tribune released a surveillance picture it says is from 12:04 p.m. that shows multiple officers with at least 2 ballistic shields. Police would not enter the classroom for another 46 minutes.
You know, in total, the school district department, had 4 shields. One of them they had within minutes, as well as a rifle. But Arredondo says, "Oh no, we got his pistols. We don't have any rifles." No. Again, they ignored protocol, which we know. Imagine had they gone in within the first 3 minutes. Imagine how many lives they could have possibly saved, but they didn't. And after 11 minutes, they had even more rifles and shields. Still didn't go in. Even after hearing more gunshots, and of course, we know dispatch was receiving panic calls from frightened and dying children. And you know what? They said, "Oh, we can't get in the door." He barricaded himself inside the door. Turns out, door wasn't even locked. Wasn't even locked. And they didn't even decide to check it. Apparently, they don't even lock from the inside. Now, that's it. This is according to DPS spokesperson Stephen McCraw. Now, at this point, I take whatever a police officer in Texas says with a gigantic grain of salt, because I don't trust a goddamn thing they say. They've lied over and over again. Their stories have changed, lots and lots of times. They lied about only having pistols. 2 officers there clearly had rifles. They had radios, they had a tactical shield, they had everything they needed to take down one guy with an AR-15. And they had it within minutes, and yet refused to do what they were expected to do. Remember, the school shooting protocol has been the same since Columbine. You rush in with what you've got. But they didn't care. You know why? Because their lives were more important to them than the lives of those children. More and more information, and the more that comes out, the worse it gets. I mean, the parents, couldn't imagine the parents. Their reaction to all this information is, we want accountability, we want some justice. And I agree. I want to see every police officer who refused to act and instead sat outside or was outside the school restraining parents, tackling them, instead of going into the school. I want to see them fired. No pension, no severance, nothing. Out on your ass. You're gone, you goddamn coward. Especially Arredondo. and anyone else involved in this cover-up. Remember, I reported on yesterday that they wanted to hide evidence from the media. They tried every excuse they could to stop outlets from getting potentially embarrassing body camera footage and to prevent criminal records for officers from being released as well. Hiding all of this stuff to cover up for their just egregious incompetence. This is what they're hiding. Incompetence, cowardice, all of that. No, they need to be fired. Immediately fired.